Yeah, this is my third career, I think, which is kind of interesting to say. But I began in the stock exchange in 1995 with when automated trading started coming out. So I worked as a trader for about 2 years, and then with Y2K coming up, if those that are old enough to remember it, it was panic stations for the banking industry. So we got taken upstairs as expert users to begin that whole transformation for Y2K, which got me into digital media, digital marketing, website development. So we're one of the first pioneers in that industry as well, way back in the early noughties, as we call them, 2000. Moved to Egypt in 2000 as well. Worked in the IT industry, as I said, for 10 years, and then started working in sports in 2005. So I started off in football with a bit of a football agency and talent scouting and things like that. And then I started playing golf in 2008, and I really instantly got a passion for the game. So I'm fortunate enough to have taken my passion to a career, and CMA has been a big part of that for me. And so I've been now 15 years in the club industry or the golf industry. Only recently have I been involved with clubs. I started working with clubs, and I'm again very fortunate in 2019. My career began as events and sponsorship and development of tourism strategies for Egypt. So my first job was, business development manager for the Egyptian Golf Federation, and we had challenge tour events at the time. So I was responsible for babysitting the stars and trying to bring some revenues towards the event in terms of sponsorship and partnerships and things like that. So, and then that transgressed into me running a tour. And then I went into club management in 2019, I think. I was really fortunate enough to be part of the pre-opening team as an asset manager for a big real estate company in Egypt. And we opened Madinati Golf Club, an amazing property on the east side of Cairo. So being involved in that pre-opening and then bringing it to life was a great experience for me. 2 years after operations, we actually had an international series event and the Asian tour, which is a great stamp to how developed the golf course was and the venue was. Well, as you say, even though Egypt's historically a golfing country, the first golf course was built in 1880, the Gezira Club, second oldest golf course in Africa. So there's a lot of heritage in terms of golf in Egypt, but a lot of the push came from real estate development. A lot of the property developers were building golf courses around real estate development. So this is where we got the inventory for golf courses. So we found ourselves with golf courses and great opportunities in terms of tourism. We have a rich tourism history, obviously with historic and leisure. And thankfully, over the last 10 years, that's been, longer than that actually, 15 years, we've been actively working on a tourism strategy. But more importantly, more recently, over the last probably 5 to 10 years, we've been working actively on grassroots development. I'm on the board of the Egyptian Golf Federation as well, so I'm very fortunate to see the world from different lenses, or see the golf ecosystem from different lenses. And being part of the Egyptian Golf Federation and developing both the tourism model and the more sustainable of growth of the game and the industry has been a real challenge and also very motivating and inspiring. I think it's passion. I think that's come through all my careers. It's if you're passionate about something, then you will, and you're passionate and realistic as well. Managing expectations is massive. I'm not very good at that because you always want to strive for better. But no, seeing the results and seeing the statistics grow and seeing the numbers of golfers grow in the region and in Egypt is great. Seeing juniors development, adult development, golf for disabled, all the elements that equal inclusivity is just awesome for the development of the game. And yeah, it's been a great journey so far, but we're only just scratching the surface.
Pathway.
It's an interesting, well, for me, it's an interesting story because, as I said to you, started working in the golf industry in 2009, and I was really conscious in the first years that I wasn't, a fan of the sport. I wasn't just a fan of the sport with great intentions. I wanted some validity. So, obviously in those days, the only thing that I, I saw around me was PGA certification, and I stumbled upon the CMAE and CMAA, and began my journey with MDPs in 2015. And it's been a real game changer in terms of not just the knowledge that you gain, but also the credibility and the network that we've created through these great events like European Conference and the MDP programs. I mean, I couldn't say more about. I'm a massive advocate of CMAE, and I think that's really been a game changer in my career. Absolutely. I mean, Soma Bay is a very special place. I mean, it's a million square meters on the peninsula of the Red Sea, with an 18-hole Gary Player course and facilities growing. We've increased our footprint with a par 3 course and a scoring arena, or short game practice area, which is second to none. It has everything, every short game shot imaginable. But a lot of that was built on sustainability. A lot of we upcycled a lot of the waste from the real estate development or the construction waste, and started hard shaping and sand capping the course from the natural resources within the bay. So that's firstly saved a lot of money, was very environmentally friendly because you're not shipping dirt out of the compound and things like that. But also, it's been part of our DNA for Soma Bay's DNA for over a quarter of a century. We had this beautiful natural land, coral reefs, and things like that. So it is a massive part of our DNA, and it's great to be involved in that journey. And from a cost effectiveness side, it's been actually quite interesting how much money we save through that initiative, those sustainability initiatives. Oh, I think there are countless. I'm probably my worst critic. I'm my own worst critic. So I only see what's next instead of see what behind. As they say, the windscreen is much bigger than the rear view mirror. So I always believe that you're as good as your last achievement. But what I'm particularly proud of is, as you touched on, being able to implement sustainability into golf development. In a country that isn't naturally, has water resources, scarce resources, in terms of uh, bringing in best practices through research and development, and having great teams around me to really, they are the stars. To be honest with you, to be able to do that and to implement those things is really satisfying. And I think, for me, I think with the federation lens on, or the federation hat on that I have, the growth in junior golf. I mean, that really is. I do that for free every single day of my life. So seeing the new generation coming through, and actually seeing the older part of those squads actually wanting to work in the golf industry, is great advocates where we want to go as a golfing destination, as a golfing region. Creating that sustainability in the ecosystem is extremely important. So I think starting to see those seeds being planted and starting to grow is I think that's the biggest emotional connection I have with the achievement of that. Got to be amazing, isn't it? It can't hurt. I mean, I remember, as I said, I've been involved in golf tourism strategies for over 10 years, writing white papers and strategies for the Egyptian Tourism Authority. And I think, having conversations with my peers at the R&A and other events and things like that, that was a common thing. When do you get Mo Salah to play golf? So him making that statement and then doing the golf swing was amazing. And so I think that will obviously, help break down the barriers to golf in the region as a non-traditional golfing country, even though it's very historically part of the golf ecosystem. It's been historically, there's been no golfers coming out of Egypt. But once you have someone like Mo Salah, like Gareth Bale, those guys playing golf and ambassadors for golf, then I think that will reach the, that critical mass that you want to create within golf. I think golf is a very diverse industry, and I think there's so many skill sets that are required within the industry, apart from just club management. Marketeers, caddies, referees. We are building the ecosystem from equipment, not manufactured equipment, repair people, club fitters. All that ecosystem is we're developing as we move along with initiatives like the Arab Golf education initiative that we have the vision to implement over the next period of time. And obviously, I think my advice would be is be bold. If you really enjoy a diverse career and something that's really, for me, sports and golf and the club industry is extremely exciting, and everything in between as well. I think we need that that passion. We need those skill sets within the Egypt and the Middle East. So seeing that grow is I think amazing. And I think my advice would be, if you're interested, there is a career path, and it's a very strong career path. So get on the website of CMAE, I think, start working. And obviously with the work that the CMAE are doing in the Middle East as well, there's a lot of accessibility to local managers and nationals, and that's this part of the sustainability model as well, growing not just the number of players in golf, but also those supporting roles that create the golf industry.